Hi everyone, welcome to part 2 of our Earth Day project. If you didn't see part 1 last week, go ahead and go back to that first before we start on this today. We get to finish coloring and adding a little more detail to our people that are hugging the earth that was inspired by Earth Day and Art for Kids Hub. Let's go ahead and get started. We have 2 goals today. The first is that we need to practice telling a story with our artwork, and we're trying to show how happy we are and that we're helping Earth, right, by giving it a nice big hug. So your characters should look happy and you can tell that your person likes the Earth. You're also going to keep practicing how to make objects look like they overlap. Make sure that you don't draw lines through the Earth, that you start and stop the line instead. You will need the paper that you already drew your Earth on. You'll also need your permanent marker again and something to color with. I'm going to use colored pencils. A lot of what we're going to do today is going to be coloring, and it doesn't matter to me if you use paints, crayons, markers, oil pastels, whatever you have at your house, it's totally up to you. I'm just going to use what's easiest for me, which happens to be colored pencils since it's closest to me, but feel free to use whatever you want when you work on yours. So here's what we had from last time. We have the earth with some hands coming around, and we need to make it look like a person is hugging the earth. So the earth needs to overlap the person. It means like the person needs to look like it's behind the earth. To do that, when we add the person's head, we want to make a circle, but instead of finishing the circle, we want it to end at the edges of the earth. It's almost like we're making half of a circle. We now need to add a face to our person that's smiling. So we're going to add that little baby U kind of shape first. Put the 2 loops on either side and connect it across the bottom. That way, remember, we're trying to make almost like a little bean shape. Don't forget to add the tongue with the little line in the middle as well. And then we can add the 2 eyes kind of off to the side. They don't have to be super realistic, but we'll color those in, and we'll also color in the inside of the mouth, just not the part where the tongue is at. Feel free to add some details like eyelashes if you want to. For the hair, we need to practice overlapping some more lines. So the first line is going to come from the middle, and it's going to swoop down towards the side by the eyeball. The second line is going to go to the side, but it's going to connect near the middle, but on that first line that we made instead of on the top of the head. It'll make it look like there's a part in the hair. If you have long hair, we're going to make it look like you have a ponytail, so we'll make a little kind of bumpy circle. And then from that, we're basically going to make the letter S. We're going to make it do a swoop and then a little point. And then we'll connect those so it goes thick, and then it gets thinner when you connect them. That way it looks like your ponytail is flying around outside. I'm also adding my ears to each side as 2 little bumps. One is going to be just a little C, and then the other one's going to be a little backwards C. I also added earrings to mine because I wear earrings, and that's totally up to you. The next thing we need it to look like is that we have legs, so that way we can see where we're standing and how we're holding the earth. We're going to make some lines that come off that are pretty small, and we're going to connect them with a little tiny bit of a curve. That way it shows that we're wearing shorts, just like that. We're going to make the legs come out of our shorts. The line that's on the outside is going to be short, and the line that's on the inside is going to be a little bit longer. See how I have a long line and a short line? On the inside of our leg is long, and on the outside of our leg is a little shorter. That way we have space where we can build a shoe. We're going to basically make it look like a little lump that comes out, and then connect it with pretty much a straight line, but it's a little tiny bit of a curve. So I'm making a lump that comes around, and then connecting it with a tiny bit of a curve. Now we need to make these into shoes. We can do that by making a very thin line that comes off the bottom of our feet and connecting it to the edge before it goes up the leg. So these are super thin lines on both of them. And then I'm going to make 2 lines that come across the feet that are a little bit curved as well. So it looks like it's the top of a sandal that's holding it on top of my foot. Once you finish this, you should have a happy person holding a happy earth with lots of things overlapping around each other. Now you can start working on coloring in whatever color you want your hair, whatever skin color you have. Don't forget to do your tongue in pink, and then choose what color shorts and what color sandals you want. You can also add some details to yours while you color, maybe overlapping some colors for your shorts, or I'm going to add some little rosy cheeks on mine with the same color I used as my tongue. Pause the video now and play it again when you're done coloring in your entire page. One last thing I want to mention now that we finished is how we can add our stories into the community. Part of the reason art was created in the first place is for people to have a different way to tell stories or to send messages. So a great thing you could do with your artwork is hang it on a refrigerator, out your window, anything like that, so that way people in your household or your community see your beautiful Earth Day art projects and maybe they're inspired to take care of the earth as well. I hope you had fun with this, and I will see you next time for art. Bye!